Well, as we transition to our next speaker, I get the pleasure of introducing one of our Definiti's very own sales team members, and that is John Kelly. John Kelly is our regional sales director for North Central Midwest.
More
Yes,
central, sure.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you're going to talk to us about 316 services.
Yeah, let me share that.
There you go.
All right, excellent.
That'll do
Great.
for what we're trying to accomplish. So
Great. Perfect. All right. So as like I said, John Kelly, regional sales director here out of Chicago, cover the Midwest. Two core objectives that I have today. Very high level, would like to provide just an understanding of what 316 is. And the second objective is to give you 3 reasons why you would want to hire the fiduciary studio, Definiti, to be your 316 provider. So at a very technical level, a 316 is a prudently hired named co-fiduciary who agrees to take on specific administrative tasks for the plan administrator or administrative committee. Now, I can guarantee none of you have sat across from a client and explained a 316 in that manner. So I like to dumb things down because that's the way I operate. I've got kids, it's easier to talk to them at their level. 316 is an operational fiduciary. I just like to call it, we are responsible when you hire a 316 to offset all of that work to us. At its core is what a 316 is. I think it's really important. Just move that on. I think it's important to remember, and this is the third little blurb on this slide that I have here. It's important to remember that the employer sponsoring a plan is always still fiduciarily responsible for who they hire. But by bringing on a 316, you do alleviate all those day-to-day administrative tasks. That's the first part of what I'm about to go through. The second core tenet of what I want to talk about is why would you hire a 316? There's three for me. There's really 3 core reasons why you do it: reduce liability, increase HR capacity, and improve participant experience. So I'll just break those down. And reduce liability. What does that exactly mean? Well, I mean, administratively speaking, when you hire somebody else to do the tasks, say a distribution, and you pay them to do it and they're responsible for it, that liability has now shifted. With retirement plans, I think we've all been down this road. Things do happen, whether it's a compliance issue or it's just something fell through the cracks. Payroll contributions, right? Remitting contributions from the plan sponsor to the record keeper. Sometimes those aren't on, they're not done in a timely manner. Sometimes you don't even know it. With the 316, you can mitigate those types of issues. As you can see here, I've got pretty much the key errors that plan administrators have made over the years and why 316 can help with that. Failing to keep the plan document in compliance. So why is that key? Are we following eligibility rules correctly? Is vesting being updated correctly? Our distribution, what types of distributions that are being allowed from the plan, is that being followed correctly? I mentioned the contribution amounts in testing errors. A lot of times folks that, they're one of the larger cases I dealt with in years past was the 402G limit. It was the deferral limit. We had plans where the administrator was allowing highly compensated folks to defer $40,000, $50,000. It wasn't a good situation, but with the 316, that would have been mitigated because we have eyes on that process. So that's the liability piece. The second key piece is the increased HR capacity. I like to just really say this: by hiring a 316, you are adding an extension of your HR team. We're not removing anybody. A lot of times when I'm talking about 316 with HR folks, they're saying, well, you're taking away my job responsibilities. We're not. I'm actually alleviating you from the day-to-day mundane tasks of answering questions about the retirement plan. I know we've all dealt with participants saying, how do I take a loan? Where do I get my distribution paperwork? How do I move money? Shoot, how do I log into the record keeper's website? By bringing on a 316, you're now bringing on, a new team member to handle all aspects of that. I think most companies would say that they don't want their HR representatives dealing with a lot of the 401k stuff. They've got 50 other things they need to be doing that they can spend that time on. The 316 allows the experts to come in and handle that piece of it. And I would always say, and one of the conversations I always have with HR reps and folks is, well, what's the cost associated with that? Well, I take a look at it. Break down your HR rep salary. How many hours do you spend a week? Let's do a return. What's the return on investment of having somebody else do it for, say, $2-3 grand, right? Annually. taking care of all of that versus somebody who's potentially making $90,000 that have to go chase, loan paperwork or decipher if a hardship is allowable. So I think that's you take all of that struggle off of their plate and you give it to us, which, we can handle no problem. And then the third thing is the improved participant experience. Oftentimes participants have no idea who to go to. They have a question about how, like I said, I bring this up a lot, distributions, loans, transactional type of stuff. Where do we go to? With the 316, you have an appointed person who can help you with those types of things. We can pinpoint you to the right spot. If you're looking to make money or you're looking to, understand how a bond works, that's not necessarily the TPA, but if you come to us, we're going to tell you, look, let's contact your record keeper, let's log into your site, and there's dime to dollar is going to be a litany of resources for you to be able to do some research on and to understand what that's about. So it's, that I know that was a brief overlay of what 316 is. I do believe that it is quite possibly the most valuable product in the industry. And that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. So if there's any questions, fire away. I want to exit out of this. And I know this is 316 is it's a big topic. So if you have any specific questions, just fire away.
Yeah, thank you, John. I did want to highlight, you talk about 316, we have a lot of questions. People ask a lot of questions. And here at Definiti, we partner with the Fiduciary Studio, right? The Fiduciary Studio is our a wholly owned subsidiary of Definiti. And they handle all of those 316 services for us. And so we produce a lot of materials on the website that would help if you're just trying to research what a 316 administrator is and how we can help with that, you were going to say?
Sure. No, yeah. I'd say if you do have specific questions about 316 and what it covers, I would contact your local sales representative. We're all extremely well versed in what the product offers. There's a litany of other products that tie into the 316. Definiti Direct is one of them. It's our payroll upload service. We have every record keeper is different. So we have the, let's call it the in the kitchen, behind the scenes connectivity, understanding of who works well with who. So it's really important that if you are in Florida, contact Dana. If you're, in Chicago, contact me. If you're out in in Portland, contact Dave. Have those conversations at a specific level. And there's other folks, just to understand, not every case is different. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, not only is every case different and every plan different, but so are, unfortunately, 316 services. Yep. The nice thing about the 316 services offered by the Fiduciary Studio and Definiti is that they're full scope. Many folks offer 316 services, but say, here are the 10 things that we don't do, or they're not named within the plan document, or they're sending out some of the notices, but not all of the notices on the plan. So buyer beware and advisor beware. But the nice thing about the offering that we have here, to your point, John, is that it is full scope. Well done.
Comprehensive, right? Yeah, fantastic. Okay, thank you very much, John, and thank you, Thomas, for that entry. Appreciate that.
I do have one question that Kevin asked. I think
yes,
it's good to address. The question is, while I believe all plans should work with a TPA, and the off chance that a plan sponsor wants to go bundled, would you be a 316 on a bundled plan? Emphatically, yes.
Emphatically, yes. Yes. So absolutely. If that comes up and that's a question that you have, reach out to your regional sales person, whoever that might be. We'll share some resources here in just a minute to show you who those people are. And we can certainly connect you and get you those answers. So thank you, John. Appreciate it very much.